What do you make of his style? What type of fight are we going to expect to see?
賢く頭を使って、最後は、KO する、瞬間をお見せしたいと思います。
I'll fight in a smart way and then I'll finish it with a knockout.
Do you think you and Inoue finally getting in there, that's a fight that will define this era in the lower weight classes?
I think so. I think me against Inoue would definitely be, if not one of the biggest fights in the lower weight divisions.
When the dust settles, real recognized real, game recognized game. When the dust settles, who do you think is going to be standing? And everyone in boxing, respect to Nakatani and some others, but they see you and they see the monster, and it just looks different. You two look like different kinds of animals than everybody else. And that's really what super fights and eras are about. The dust settles, two guys are left standing. When you survey the landscape, is the monster that guy for you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people have been mentioning that fight even before I became who I am today, so I know when that fight does happen, it's going to be huge for the sport of boxing.
その先というのは今、何も話は、ないので、あとはスーパーバンタム級に留まってやるのか、一つ階級でチャレンジするのか、多分そこになってくるんで。ただ自分としては、フェザー級挑戦というのも、一つ頭に入れてるので、そういったところに挑戦していけたら、またフェザー級が活気づいていくんじゃないかなと。
Max Kellerman has now entered the discussion, revealing the latest deadline he has established for a potential showdown with Bam while making it clear that he would not be willing to wait on Bam indefinitely.
Basically, you're not the toughest matchup for me.
I said stylistically. When I watch you, I get the feeling like I'm watching history. Look at that. Bang! 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 Bang!
Inside the ring, baby.
The ring's #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, the monster, Naoya Inoue, said he will only fight Jesse Bam Rodriguez if the bout takes place before February 2027. Inoue says he won't delay his career waiting for Bam, and that if Bam wants more time at bantamweight before accepting the fight won't happen. Put the pressure on him, Max! Inoue will move up to featherweight. Cop, let me just say this. If Inoue goes up to featherweight and eventually beats Espinoza, or even better, if he stays where he is, fights and beats Bam, and then moves up to featherweight and eventually beats Espinoza.
Conversation over.
Now we start to talk about who's the greatest fighter ever who spent his career featherweight.
Adding to the discussion, Mike Coppinger reported that Inoue versus Bam is being targeted for a specific date.
Be on a very short list and maybe at #1.
I agree with that.
Like, this is insane.
Let me ask you this also. If he does that, is it the Terrence Crawford era or is it the Inoue era? Because that would be really special stuff.
Would that be considered coming after Crawford?
That's a good question.
But then the question is in retrospect, where should they have been? I just can't pick against Crawford.
No, I get that. But look, it's my understanding that the fight is going to happen in February. That's the plan, is for the fight to happen in Tokyo. It's a big, big fight. And I respect that of Inoue. This is why he's one of the all-time greats. He's not going to wait around. He's not going to fight cupcakes waiting around for Bam. So I think Bam wants to be great too.
And also, Inoue never ducks the smoke against the toughest guys in the division.
Ever.
Right.
There's so many fighters, and I would consider great fighters.
On the other side, Bam Rodriguez has made it equally clear that he is ready for a war, fully determined to show that he deserves a place at the very top of boxing's pound-for-pound rankings.
Yeah, that could be the fight that catapults you to that #1 spot.
I believe so. We were just talking about that yesterday. By the time the fight happens between me and Inoue, I think Inoue will be #1. I'll be #2 or #3. So for that fight to happen, top 3 pound for pound, I think winning that fight will put me.
Rodriguez, Shakur Stevenson believes Bam could be Inoue's kryptonite, arguing that Rodriguez has the style, speed, and overall skill set necessary to disrupt and defeat the Japanese champion.
Bam, I can't go against Bam. I know Bam and Bam, my guy. I think Inoue is a great fighter, but I think Bam might be his kryptonite. I seen him get dropped by a southpaw, and I think
recent developments involving this potential fight have sparked major excitement throughout the boxing world. Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez have both now weighed in with their opinions on the matchup. Haney believes that if there is anyone capable of genuinely challenging Inoue, it is Bam. He sees Rodriguez as the fighter who could push Inoue more than any other opponent, making this one of the most competitive fights currently available for the Japanese superstar.
He loses, right? If he stays where he is and you look south and you look who could beat him, the other guy who's just different is Bam, right? Bam is the other guy who's just different. How does Bam do against the monster?
I think that's the only fight I would want to see anyway is a Bam Rodriguez fight. I think Bam has the most ability to test Inoue. I think he has speed, he has angles, he has IQ. I think that's a fight I would love to see.
How about you, Tam?
Yeah, to follow what Devin's point is, I think honestly we'll see the most technique out of Bam and Inoue when they face each other.
However, Max Kellerman emphasizes that everything Bam brings into the ring says a lot about his toughness, talent, and competitive mindset. Still, he believes the weight difference could play a crucial role in this matchup, particularly if Rodriguez has to withstand Inoue's power and natural physical strength. Bam might have the speed and technical skills to cause problems, but stepping up against a naturally larger puncher could make every exchange much more difficult and demanding.
It's a super fight.
Given how many tough fights Inoue's been in, and how young Bam is, and how well he boxes as a southpaw, I would be like, yeah, Bam's gonna do it, except that he's the smaller guy coming up. He doesn't have a very long reach. If he was a long fighter like you, I'd be like, I think Bam maybe beats him. This, to me, is like a pick'em kind of fight, because if anyone has a size, it's Inoue with the size advantage, right?
You have to move 2 weight classes up, right?
2 weight classes.
Bam, man, Bam's special, man. He's special, he moves extremely well, he can box, IQ,
and he can punch. They don't call him Bam for
punch. And I know he's from San Antonio. You can't tell me he ain't spent no time in Houston.
Teofimo Lopez has pointed out weaknesses in Inoue's performance from his latest fight against Nakatani, suggesting there are certain openings that Bam could potentially take advantage of against the Japanese champion. Meanwhile, Max Kellerman stresses that Inoue's punching power remains a serious concern for Rodriguez. At the same time, Kellerman believes Inoue must remain cautious as he continues moving through the weight divisions where the physical challenges become considerably more demanding.
I think that when you look back at Inoue and Nakatani was picking up in the later rounds. He was. 8, 9, 10 round, he was catching on. And that also shows a little bit of whether it's fatigue or leverage for Bam, if that was to be the case.
Yeah.
Pick up on that.
I mean,
he don't move like Bam, though. That makes sense.
He goes in, angles, everything, pivots.
We've seen that if you hit Inoue clean, he can go down. Yes, he will go down.
Yep.
So I want to see when Bam touches him, what happens.
And every time he gets knocked down, it's always like the same punch, hand down, boom.
The other thing about Inoue, though, that let's not forget is he was a devastating knockout puncher in the lighter weight classes. The reason he doesn't look like a devastating knockout puncher now is because he keeps moving up.
Speaking about the matchup, Sean Porter believes the differences in size and experience could have an impact on both fighters, though he still favors Inoue. Porter highlights Inoue's timing, power, and ability to make adjustments under pressure as key advantages, suggesting that despite Bam's speed and technical skills, the Japanese champion has the tools needed to come out on top.
Actually does matter. I think that gap in that weight, Inoue being slightly older, more experienced and things like that, I am inclined to favor Inoue in this fight, even though I haven't seen as much Inoue as I've seen Bam. But the reason why I favor is because the age gap, the size gap. That's big for the little guys. And Inoue is a monster. He's a monster. So I think that Inoue would be the favorite, and on the betting odds and the blah 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 blah. And
Victorious Inoue remains the pound-for-pound #1, but his recent performances have also revealed certain vulnerabilities. Andre Ward points to those weaknesses, particularly what he considers a drop in Inoue's defensive sharpness. According to Ward, the champion has shown that he can be caught, creating an opportunity that Bam could potentially capitalize on. If Rodriguez can repeatedly find those openings, his speed and precision could make Inoue pay.
His offense typically is his defense. You don't see Inoue doing a lot of special effects defensively. He's athletic, he's young, he's still very spry, so he can get out of the way, he can pull away, even if it's not a technically sound defensive move. But most of the time, that offense, that firepower, them clips that he's letting off, that's what's keeping guys with their hands at home where they don't want to punch. So he doesn't have to be defensively sound, but he has some big moments against Nakatani. Where Nakatani would landed some clean shots, but it just wasn't enough. Every time Nakatani would try to surge, every time Nakatani would try to have a moment, Naoya Inoue showed why he's...
Joining the discussion, Tim Bradley has urged Bam to establish himself first before pursuing a showdown with Inoue. Bradley believes Junto Nakatani is the opponent Rodriguez needs to face, arguing that this fight would reveal whether Bam is genuinely prepared for the highest level. Before stepping in with Inoue, Bam must demonstrate that he can deal with Nakatani's speed, power, and constant pressure.
I see in Nakatani and Bam Rodriguez. Prove it. Prove yourself. Bam, fight that guy. You guys have been hovering around the same weight class. That guy is a pound for pound guy. You beat that pound for pound guy, then you go after Inoue. Right? Inoue beat him. You beat him? Oh, that's a statement. And if you beat him even better, that's a statement. Then, if that happens, then I say, you know what? Bam got a chance. Bam got a chance on the back end. Inoue would be 1 year older, right? Maybe the end of 2027 or the beginning.
Bradley does not want Bam to rush into a showdown with Inoue because he believes the timing of the fight is crucial. Inoue has already made it clear that he will not wait indefinitely. According to Bradley, if Bam faces him later, potentially toward the end of 2027, Rodriguez could gain valuable experience, grow stronger physically, and sharpen the skills necessary to give Inoue a much tougher test.
Maybe slow down a bit, allow a little bit more wear and tear on his body. And Bam, being as young as he is, he'll be ready. He will be ready then, for sure. And I don't think there's no rush in the fight right now. Not right now. I don't think so. So, but again, Turkey Al-Sheikh, he can be a little bit impatient. He can get impatient, and he want what he want, and if he want it now, then he might have to do it because the money's there right now. It might not be there, kind of like with Boots and Virgil. It was there for a minute, then it vanished real fast.
Sharing his perspective, Sergio Mora believes age could become a significant factor if these two eventually meet. Despite Inoue currently holding several advantages, Mora suggests that getting older could gradually impact his performance, particularly from a physical standpoint. As the champion continues progressing through his career, competing at higher weights could put greater stress on his body and potentially diminish some of the advantages he has today.
34 by the time.
A little younger. I think he's 32, 33. I think he's only 31 now. Maybe I'm gonna get it wrong, but he's not going to be 34.
If he starts hitting 34-ish, then I think that's a different story, Mannix. But when you ask me this question with Bam,
he's 33. He just turned 33.
It was last year when you told me that. I said, "Are you crazy? Slap yourself." I think it was 2 years ago when Monster Inoue was just knocking out. He was a wrecking ball. Now I'm starting to evolve and starting to like this because I know what age does to a fighter. No matter how great you are, age will start eroding that power, that speed, and guys like Bam who are ascending, then the next great thing, then they can meet.
Chris Mannix insists that age is not the only issue to consider. He points to several of Inoue's performances over the past couple of years that have not matched the dominant level fans had become accustomed to seeing. According to Mannix, those outings suggest Inoue may already be showing slight signs of decline, raising questions about whether he can maintain his best form by the time Bam finally steps into the ring with him.
He could be the next in line to beat a monster like Inoue. So if he's 34, that's a different story, man.
I think there's something to not just the age, but like I'm anticipating this Nakatani fight to be tough. And if he fights a tough fight against Nakatani, maybe fights Nakatani again. I don't know if it's a great fight. Maybe they run it back before the end of the year. That could be like 20 some odd rounds of tough fights for Inoue. Then you're talking about the wear and tear. Fought 4 times last year. Didn't look like, still won a couple of knockouts, but didn't look like the guy we saw in the lower weight classes. Then maybe you see these two guys meet somewhere in the middle. Their trajectory's going 2 different ways. I get all that. It's got to be next year. I also don't want to see the fight happen when Inoue